Oh, welcome to our Monday night shiur. We are talking about the Yesod. Sharei. Yes. We want to wish the state of Israel a happy 76th birthday. And we, in our shiur, said it's we didn't actually bring the sources down, but we kind of hinted to it, that it's the Atchalta de Geula. Right? It's the beginning. It's not the Geula, obviously. But we're very happy that today, in this state of Israel, there's more than 1 million Jews learning Torah every single day. Those numbers you can't compete with. It's impossible to compete with those numbers. Well, over 1 million Jews, learning Torah every single day. And therefore we know the history and we know all the travesties that happened in the building of the state. And I want to say that we're very lucky to be living in that, even though it's scary, but we're also very lucky to live in that crossroads once again. We're living in a crossroad right now. In that big balagan, and after every big destruction, there's going to be a very big... It's not your job to do it, it's Hashem's job. You just do your job, your specific one. If you need to plant a tree, then plant a tree. You just gotta do what you gotta do. So we are learning Torah, and we know that every time we learn Torah, we're doing a mitzvah. Especially when we learn rare Torah. That's why Rabbi Yosef Jikatilia, Sichotei Yagen Aleinu, Amen. So we were in the Yesod, and we said, Lefi she'inyan sod brit milah hu ma'adverim hanistarim hanalim besod kel chai shu sod hachok. There are certain mitzvot that are considered hidden mitzvot. We don't know the reason why God told him to do it. If God said don't kill, I understand why he told me don't kill. But if he tells me to cut off a piece of a kid's foreskin, why? Why should I do that? That's called a chok. What's a chok? It's a chok. It's a law.
It's a law.
No, it's hidden law. It's hidden.
Give me the Russian word for it.
Zakon.
It's a zakon. I don't know why he told me to do it, but he told me to do it. Yeah. And therefore, the word zakon, chok in Hebrew, it's called a chok. When we say brit milah, the hagefen, it's written in that word is written in the bracha of a brit milah. For example, when we say bracha of tefillin or talit, we don't say chok. But in brit milah, we do say chok. Why? It's a very wondrous mitzvah. Why would I cut something off that seemingly God made? If only that God told me to do it. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, which is the blessing. Asher kidesh yedid mibeten v'chok b'she'erosam. So we see the word chok in the word of the brit milah. And his descendants, Zetzav Chatam B'od Brit. And the deeper meaning is, so the meaning that when we left Egypt, we tested God, and God said, oh, you tested me? I'm gonna put you a chok right now, because you tested me. Every time you see in the Torah the word chok, you should know the word chok, chet and kuf, chok, this is the yesod. Chukah, the word chukah, this is Ammonai. What parasha we have in the Torah that's the word chok? Zot, chukat, haTorah. And open your eyes, see the mysteries. Always see where in the Torah it's hinting to the nukva, to the female aspect, or to the male aspect, the giver and the taker. When it says chok, it's a giver, Gabriel. When it says chukah, it's a taker. Sometimes this midah is called a har. What's har? A mountain. and has many different implications. Romez binyanim rabim. By the way, is this book translated? Sharei Orah. I think it's translated a little bit, no? Huh?
I don't think I've seen it.
No. Safari, I mean. Sometimes the Torah says har, a mountain. It says harim, mountains. Is there a difference between mountain and mountains? Maybe it's God's different revelations. God's different way of revealing himself. Mountains. No. The Yesod is called Har Tzion. The Yesod, the foundation of God, is called Har Tzion, the mountain of Tzion. Amonai, Malchut, is called Har Amoria. Whoa. That's fire. That's crazy. That's a crazy sentence over here. Har Amoria. V'Har Esav is the midah that always Va'anlu Moshim B'Har Tzion Lishpot et Har Esav. That's the midah, that's the attribute that always wants to go prosecute against the Jews. Wow. So by us reading every morning Lishpot et Har Esav, we're subjugating Esav. I'm going to tell you what it means, he says. Har Tzion, the word Tzion, the mountain of Zion. It's very funny, today's the 76th birthday of the Tzions. Yeah. So we're learning what does Har Tzion mean. Har Tzion is the Yesod, which is Kel Chai, the name of God, Kel Chai, the living God. Because in that place of Har Tzion, that's where the world was first created. Gabriel Chai. Like it says, from Tzion is the beautiful of the beauties. But isn't Malchus, which is lower than Tzion, the first creation? Why do you say Tzion is? No. שאילו לא יגיע אצילות שפע הר ציון שהוא כן חי בהרמוניה שירושלים לא יוכל עמונה לעשות דבר. Because if the Yesod won't give the shefa to Yerushalayim, if the Yesod won't give the tipa, if God's foundation won't give the drop to the Malchut, then the Malchut is nothing. So who's the real creator, the Malchut or the Yesod? The Yesod. Wow. And I always taught you, the Malchut is nothing. The Nukva, the female, is nothing without the Yesod, which is the male.
That's it.
Okay, so be a male. What do you mean that's it?
Make it very short video.
But a male has to know how to be a male too. It's not. I have a Brit and that's it. I'm a male. No, you gotta learn how to be a male. That's what he's teaching you over here. How to be a Kelchai. How to be a giver. It doesn't come. It's not like those guys in Saudi Arabia. Behold, I have come home. Shech me alam. No, it doesn't work like that. And trust me, they shech them first. You know how many stories there are, how much they backstabbed their husbands and took billions of dollars away from them? Don't worry. Hashem is not anyone's friar. We just have a very blind eye. We don't know what's going on. So we think that everything is good for the Rishaim and bad for the Tzaddikim. Hafuch. The best life is by the Tzaddikim. Tzaddikim have the best life. Righteous people have the best life in the world. I was dealing with somebody's case last week. They're like, anyways, Shalom, by the issues. I'm like, your kids go to school? Yeah. They're okay there? Yeah. Your husband brings some money home? Yeah. He does anything wrong against you? No. I said, you hit a jackpot. You already hit the jackpot. What's your problem?
So what's the problem?
Yeah, what's the problem? You know the problem? Too much.
Too much bread?
Too much. No, too much shefa.
Mm.
Too much shefa. That's a problem. No, that's what you say to her, but to him you say, was it? Be more present. Obviously. But what is he saying over here, Mr. Jikatilia? It's a fact. If the malchut, if the shechina, if the female aspect doesn't get from the yesod, it's nothing. It's not even existent. Gesundheit. It's not even existent.
It's not reciprocal.
No, because the malchus is not worth anything without the yesod.
What's your soul?
Oh, you're asking a good question. You're asking a good question. What is the yesod if he can't give? That's the conundrum. If I'm a giver, what if the one who I have to give to doesn't want to take it? Then what am I?
What's Hashem without us?
Oh.
That's why both are givers, because one that receives
Right.
is also
So that's the famous conundrum. I'm a giver only because the taker wants to take.
Accepts.
But at the end of the day, I'm still a giver. I still got $1 million. I'm still the giver. Now, do I feel like I fulfilled my mission? No. Because the one who wanted to take didn't want to take it. That's why Kadosh Baruch Hu allowed us to feel like we're the real taker, we're the real givers. Because Kadosh Baruch Hu kabuta bi made it sound like I'm not a real giver until you don't accept it. I'll give you an example. It's like a parent who gave birth to a kid and raised the kid. Suddenly, one day the kid says to you, I hate you. And the parent feels such he feels like a sword in his heart. Why should you feel a sword in your heart? You raised him, you fed him, you gave him. But you still have a feeling that you need to feel his acknowledgement. Kabuta bi, God also is like that. Like, he doesn't really need you. But he made it be like, if you don't acknowledge him, like he's not really there. That's where the word Jew comes from. Jew means appreciation. That's what the word Jew means, by the way. I appreciate. And that's why the Jews are the biggest backstabbers. We kill ourselves. We're so appreciative of everything that we appreciate our enemies. That's our problem. We have to know how to appreciate. But it's a very deep thing. Like, God really, HaKadosh Baruch Hu really says, like, I want you to feel me. And when you tell God, I don't want to feel you, kabutavi, it's as if God is offended by us. And it's all over the prophets. We don't learn prophets. We don't learn Nevi'im. That's why we don't know what's God's relationship with us. But God says all the time in the book of Yecheskel, Ishaya, in Yirmiyah, why do you feel like I divorced you? Why do you feel like I'm away from you? Why do you feel like all the time? It's all over, especially in Yecheskel, it's all over the book. Because Hashem really wants to be in a relationship with us. It's a very interesting thing. You can't learn this in 20 minutes, especially in a book of Sharei Orah. But you should know one thing, that if you really want to know how God deals with us, it's mamish like a parent with kids. Every feeling you have with your kid, HaKadosh Baruch Hu feels that with you. When he tells you that he doesn't like you, God feels the same thing. When you punish them, it's the same thing. It's mamish all the same thing. That's why God told us to get married and have kids, so we should know what he goes through. It's very deep. You can't explain it in 5 minutes. Let's finish the paragraph. And we already said that kol ha'peulot, all the works that God, Ammonai specifically, when he gets from the Yesod, the Kel Chai, so too Har Tzion, the mountain of Tzion, gives to Har Moriah. And look at Jerusalem, by the way. So the Yerushalayim. Jerusalem is right next to Har Tzion. It's right next to each other. King David is buried in Har Zion. And Har Moriah is Har Habayit, the Temple Mount. Unbelievable, unbelievable. And God does not give his power to Yerushalayim only through Zion. No, funny thing is, you see a lot of people named Zion. You don't find a lot of people named Yerushalayim. You guys have some of that? Zion maybe? No Zion? Zion? No? By us we have a lot. Right? We have a lot of Zion. Huh? No, like we have somebody named Zion. Ben Zion? How about Ben Zion?
The guy we have is Zion or Zion?
we have Ben Zion. No, we have yeah. No, we have Zion. We have Zion and Zion Chai. We have Ben Zion.
Ben Zion is different?
Different name, yeah. It is a different name.
There's Zion in there.
We have Ben
Zion.
Zion.
But not Zion.
Yeah.
But just Zion, no. Wow. Yerushalayim? Definitely, yeah. Interestingly, Zion, people name their kids that name. Yerushalayim, nobody named their kids that.
One day after.
That's what I'm saying. Why?
One day after you?
Maybe because it's the taker. It's the taker. You don't want to be the name of the taker. I'll be honest with you, by us, we don't have a lot of Rachels or Leahs. Right or no? We have? Rachel's. Plenty?
There it is.
Rachel. By us, a lot of Rachels. A lot of
That's
Rachels.
the taker. Baruch is the giver.
Maybe Bracha is the actual thing that's coming down.
Which is the taker. The hay. It has
Yeah.
a hay. It's a female.
But I still like Bracha over.
Yerushalayim.
Yeah. I love the name Yerushalayim, by the way. Listen, if it was up to me. If it was up to me.
Much of a holy name.
It's a very holy name, Yerushalayim. It's my parsha, by the way. Parshat Vayera. Yerushalayim.
How are you gonna get angry?
Huh? What?
What if you get angry and you go that name?
Yerushalayim? How would you get angry? It's a beautiful name. It's the name of Kedusha. Zion, yeah. Everyone needs Zion. Not Yerushalayim. Yeah. It is a very interesting point. Yeah. By Goyim, you have Yerushalayim, by the way. You have that.
Really?
By Goyim, yes. They had named their kids Haitians, Africans. You have Jerusalem. Zion, also you have. But I think more Jerusalem. We're really okay? You want to add something?
Where's the Haitian with Yerushalayim? Why the hell? What's their?
Who knows? What am I talking? Maybe there's some kind of nitzot, yeah. They're sucking for them there. ופירוש הפסוק מאם ציון לציון של ירושלים. And there's no bracha that comes to the world just through Zion. Wow. That he gives the blessing to Yerushalayim. Like the Tal Hermon, like the snow on Hermon that goes on the mountains of Zion. Because that's where God commanded the bracha. And the mountains of Zion is Netzach and Hod. And from there comes the oil that goes on top of the heads of the tzaddikim. That goes to Yerushalayim. And that's the two cherubs that King Solomon made. Because King Solomon made two extra cherubs. There's the cherubim, the regular cherubs.
What's cherubs?
Cherubs. On the Aron HaKodesh, there was like two children with their wings. But King Solomon made two other ones. Yeah. So he says those two other ones are like the mountains of God. But from there comes the Shephat to the smaller cherubs. Right?
What was the second one? Bigger one?
No, the real one, yeah, they were bigger. They were bigger, yeah.
Like the size of it.
Yeah. They were like two big cherubim. Yeah. People don't know that, but that's how it was. King Solomon made two big cherubim, and there was two smaller in the Kodesh Kodashim.
Also, the big ones are also.
Yeah,
also-
yeah.
Come to that too big.
Maybe not too wide, but they were taller. Yeah. I'm not sure how much. I don't want to say anything. 20 ounce, I think, was the. Yeah, I think it was the width. Could be. I'm not gonna quote myself on this one, right?
Let me do it.
The point is that it was there. There were two extra cherubs. Haraya, when Nebuchadnezzar sent the Nebuzaradan to take out the Aron HaKodesh, there wasn't there anymore. I remember Zechariah hid it already. Yoshiyahu hid it, Yoshiyahu hid it. Who did he find?
Not the crew?
The other crew.
So maybe they didn't even find
Gemara, Megillah, huh?
So they didn't find anything basically.
Just the other two.
Because they say that they have the
Yeah.
right?
No, they don't have that. It's in Harabai. Push it. Anyways, listen. There's there's something like Techelet is real.
Right. So
This
that-
is for sure. Right? It's push it. The Gemara hints it many times. It's not even a kasha. This is over here. So too basically, like you have God said the land of Israel is a copper land. There's a lot of copper in the land of Israel, metal, nechoshet. That's din. But from the mountains will come nechoshet. That means from the chesed will sweeten the copper of the land. It means the copper and the metal of Israel is meant to be made for good things, not for weapons and destruction.
From minorities.
It's gonna come from the mountain to sweeten.
It's a mashal because the mountain is the yesod, and the copper and the metal is the malchut. So the yesod is sweetening the malchut. You know what I mean? So everything that's Mashiach's time, for example, Mashiach's time is supposed to be that the metal is not made for destruction, for weapons. I was talking to somebody in my class today, and I said to them, "What did technology really do for us today? What did it really do? Medicine and defense." Pay attention when Mashiach comes. Pay attention. What was the great breakthroughs in technology today? Could you live without a phone? You can't live without a phone. You live great without a phone.
Making a point that
What can't you live without technology? Save lives, defense of countries, weapons, and medicine. But everything else, I remember when I was a kollel guy, 10 plus years ago. When I was a kollel guy, I used to learn Torah all day. Halavai. Back then, with the phones were so primitive. It was the first iPhones. Remember today? Your wife couldn't reach you maybe like 3-4 times a day. We used to get a lot of learning done. It's nothing offensive. It's just the mitzvah. It's just the reality. It's just the reality. That's how it was. Today, it's like, how did you not answer the phone? It's impossible that you didn't hear it. It's impossible. If not, the computer got the message. If not the computer, then this computer got the message. Like, you have to get the message. The satellites are so quick these days. You know what I mean? So what did technology really do for us today? How did it really improve our lives? Really, the truth, only through two things. Defense, weapons. Every country has very high level weapons, and medicine.
Information, get all the information.
But the information didn't really improve my life. I could have lived without that information.
People learn from it.
They learn from it. Say
Living like how you live. With the,
how I live, but how do I live longer?
Right, travel is also.
Say travel was in the early 1900s. You know, at the 1900s, there was Ford and everything. Said they would have invented the car. They would have gotten farther.
They even had a plane too.
But technology, I'm talking about in the sense of phones,
Everything
like all this nonsense. Medicine and defense. When Mashiach comes, do I need defense? No. Do I need medicine? No. Hospitals will turn into hotels.
But you're going to need the phone to know when he's coming.
No, you won't need to know your phone. You know why?
Phone.
Because you're not going to be in a rush to tell the other person the next second. Today, if somebody doesn't get your message, you get so offended at it. You saw my message, don't lie. You saw it. You saw my phone call. Why are you lying? You know what I mean? You saw it. What do you mean you saw it? He owes you something. He needs to answer you. He doesn't owe you jack. But you feel so offended about it. Right? The truth is, technology didn't really improve our lives. It made us dress better.
It made us dumber.
It definitely made us dumber. It made us more, because we don't have to work for intelligence anymore. It's at our fingertips. Siri, when did the Israeli get Israel's get? 1948. Oh, thanks. I don't have to go search anymore. I don't have to do anything anymore. Everything is at my fingertips. AI. You know what I mean?
no search engines.
Right,
anymore.
there's nothing we do. So the truth is that, and that's what you see in the world. The truth is that Klal Yisrael, and I wish I could make a video about it, but you really need a good person. I think Gabriel knows how to do it. My friend, student, went to Mikor today. And the Ocean Parkway, the bookstore, Mikor Judaica.
Coney Island.
I told him, send me a picture of the new books that just came out. 40, 50 books. What damnation in the world. Sorry for my language. Every season comes out with 40 to thousands of new Sfarim. The Jewish literature never stopped. The English literature still lives on Frank Kafka, who was Jewish. They still live on Einstein and all the Jewish writers and philosophers and everything. They're still learning Aristotle. Promise to God. They still learn Aristotle and Socrates. Where did they get them? To paganism. That's it. But the Jewish people, it's crazy. I promise you. You go to a Jewish bookstore, Sfarim store. Bookstore is cheap. Every season, there's 30 to 1,000 books. I'm not joking, 1,000 new books. How does the Jewish mind create such new things? Every season. It's not, it's new.
Reprints.
No, it's new. I'm telling you, new. I promise you, it's new. You know, the Ben Ish Chai never repeated a shir twice in his life.
That's what I'm saying.
That's for me.
2,000 shit reading the books.
Imagine, but no, it's information. There's many chidushim. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not always do I always point out the chidushim, but the Jewish mind is a con. Oh, I know why. Because you know the one thing AI can't tell you is Judaism.
Oh, you tried?
Yeah, of course. When AI first came out, ChatGPT, whatever. So the guy was coming in here. It was Thursday night. We learned Mishmar here. Gabriel Hai, he was here. You were here too. He's like, you know what? AI can tell you anything. ChatGPT. I'm like, okay. Ask him what are the 10 sfirot, the 10 emanations of God. It's the Ariya Kadosh, it's a Kabbalistic thing. The AI answered.
No way.
Yeah. I said, you know what? That was too easy. Because you know, with all the people today, I go one level a bit harder, not hard. Look, tell me the 12 systems. It couldn't tell me. It couldn't. It couldn't tell me. AI.
12 systems.
The 12
What
systems.
is the 12 system?
Atik venok, Arich venok, Abba ve'ima, Yasut, Za venok, Yaakov Rachel. That's all I asked. 12 systems. Couldn't tell me. And everybody who learns Kabbalah, it's like ABC for them. These things. So I said, okay, we're still good. Klal Yisrael is still good. We still have that. We're still ahead of them.
They might
Well-
have it, just they
Huh?
call it that.
What?
Might have it, just.
No, it didn't. Because the AI has to give you the answer when you ask them.
Maybe if you ask it differently.
Oh, we asked them. I don't know. Maybe you try. But
Yeah, but it's not on the web
Yeah.
yet.
it's not on the web yet. No, it's on the web, but it's not. It's an algorithm, you know. People think it's like it's a being. It's gonna turn into some beast, Jack. It's all avodah zarah. We have the truth. That's why we're hated so much. That's why I'm telling you. Learn history. They all hated us. From the beginning till today, they hate us. Why? Lahavdil, you're in a class. Who does the whole class hate? The smartest kid. Everybody hates the smartest kid. You know why?
Mr. Cohen.
Because he's always getting the highest grades. They're jealous of him. You know what's the difference? You know what God told us? Don't keep it to yourself. Teach everybody. We try. But they still hate us. And ma lasot. May Hashem Yitbarach bless all of us over here. We should be safe from Chevle Mashiach. May Hashem Yitbarach Magog. We be zoche לגאולה שלמה, לברכה, רווחה, הצלחה. ילדים צדיקים, סיווגים הגונים, כל הברכות וכל הישועות וכל ההצלחות. וכן, שלום, Amen.